So you hit the money goal, the one that you swore would change everything. But instead of feeling free, you feel nothing. Maybe you even feel more exhausted, more disconnected, more overwhelmed than you did before hitting that money goal. So here's the truth that most high achievers don't actually talk about, which is that more money doesn't automatically bring you more fulfillment. And in fact, suppressing your pleasure and desire could be the very thing that's blocking you from receiving even more without the hustle, without the burnout. So let's talk today about why wealth alone won't solve the deeper problem and what actually will. Okay, let's get comfy, let's get cozy. I put on a more like appropriate for the topic today shirt, and I'm like, oh, you can't even really see it. So rude. But obviously today we're talking about why more money won't automatically fix your burnout, but the thing I'm going to tell you about actually will. So in case you haven't heard my story before, I actually went through burnout in the first couple of years of building the Tantra business with my husband because it exploded so quickly, so rapidly, and we very much still had a lack mindset around hiring team and around receiving support, that we were managing absolutely everything by ourselves for multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year earned and many thousands of students brought in. So don't recommend that. But if you've gotten yourself to that place where you've been doing way too much, way more than actually feels good, let's bring it back today. So the subconscious belief that more money equals more happiness is really freaking common, but it's not true. You know, we think that having more money means we'll have more happiness, we'll have more freedom, we'll have more ease, but it's just not the case. And if you talk to anyone who has created anything that they ever wanted in their life, it usually doesn't feel the way that they expect it to when they create it. You know, everything that we desire is actually something that we desire to feel. We want a thing because of how we believe, how our perception is, how we perceive it will make us feel. That's why we want the thing that we want. And so when you can give yourself that feeling now, you have a way higher chance of actually experiencing the thing and feeling fulfilled by it, because you are allowing yourself to feel the fulfillment, to feel the ease, to feel the freedom, to feel the pleasure before the thing was here. You weren't postponing your freedom, your ease, your peace until the thing showed up. And that's one of the biggest things that I see so many healers get caught up with is, especially when it comes to money, trying to manifest money and then saying to themselves like, okay, once I hit this goal, then I will do this thing, feel this way, experience whatever the thing is, right? And it's not true. So many high achievers, like I've been saying, hit their financial milestones and still feel disconnected, restless, and unfulfilled. And ironically, those are the people who come into our Qigong programs that are looking for deeper inner fulfillment, deeper spiritual fulfillment, deeper self-connection, deeper self-trust, because they thought that all of that would come through more money, but then it didn't. And this is why, from my perspective, this is why I believe so many celebrities and other just like really highly successful people that are in the public eye, I think this is why so many of them end up turning to substance abuse and violence and all kinds of other things that to outsiders seem so unimaginable and so crazy and like, oh my God, how could they possibly do that? It's because somewhere along the lines, they likely believed that once they achieved the status, once they got the success, once they got the recognition, once they won the award, they believed that then they would feel worthy, then they would feel fulfilled, then they would feel like they were living their purpose. But the truth is not that. The truth is that they get to that point and they still feel unfulfilled, and that's why they turn to other vices, because they haven't actually tended to the hole that was in their heart to begin with. They haven't tended to the yearning that was within them to begin with. And, you know, if money was really the answer, why are there so many millionaires who are still chasing, still overworking themselves, still searching for something different, for something new, for something more powerful, for something more purposeful, for something more fulfilling. Because I know personally a lot of different millionaires who are either in that exact state where they've created something incredible, but they still feel so unfulfilled inside. And then on the counter to that is I know so many millionaires who have built something really fulfilling, and they're searching for, how can I keep doing this on a bigger scale? And it's more pulling them from desire rather than pulling them from lack, pulling them from scarcity, pulling them from, I don't feel this thing, I don't have this thing, so how can I find it outside of me? They actually have it inside of them, and they're like, oh, I have so much more to give. Where else can I give even more? Where else can I keep overflowing this energy? And there's a subtle difference, right? It's a fine line. And luckily I'm an expert bullshit detector, so it's very easy for me to tell immediately where people are at on that spectrum. And I think deep down, you always know the truth too. You know if you're which one you're being pulled from. So my reframe for you is that if your nervous system isn't wired to feel pleasure, to feel peace, and to feel safety in receiving, it won't matter how much money you make. You've got to rewire those things first, or at least, at the very, very least, at the same time. You've got to be rewiring those things as you're receiving more money in order for it to really anchor in and be sustainable long term and really feel good. So let's talk about the connection between wealth and pleasure. So one of the deeper reasons that I find for my clients why they aren't hitting their financial goals, opposite of what I was trying to say there. The deeper reason why hitting those financial goals without pleasure and without embodiment, why that still leads to burnout, and what I've seen over and over and over again and what I experienced myself, is the first reason is because money and pleasure are the same energy. So if you're suppressing one of them, you're blocking the other. If you're refusing more pleasure in the bedroom, you're blocking more money from coming in. If you're not willing to receive money from unexpected places out in the world, you're unwilling to receive in unexpected ways in the bedroom. So most people unconsciously cap their capacity to receive, whether it's money, love, pleasure, or freedom, because they don't realize how deep this connection really, really goes. And, the second piece of this is that we've all been taught to earn, not to receive. We've all been taught in one way or another that we have to prove our worthiness. We have to prove our value. We have to prove our ability to earn our keep. We have to prove that we're worthy. Whether that's we had to prove it through grades, we had to prove it through achievements in sports, we had to prove it through achievements in other extracurriculars, we had to prove it through achievements in whatever way. It's always been that proving energy for a majority of people. And so because of that, hustle and grind and force, it's all normalized in our relationships, in our health, in our businesses. It's normalized that, we have to push really, really hard in order to make things happen. But the truth is that if you can't hold the joy and ease and deep pleasure, you'll subconsciously push wealth away as well. So the third piece of this is your relationship with money mirrors your relationship with pleasure. So do you feel guilt around rest? Do you feel guilt around spending? Do you feel guilt around investing? Do you feel guilt around receiving support from other people? Do you feel guilt around receiving pleasure? Are you constantly chasing the next goal, or can you actually let yourself enjoy what you've created? I would love for you to answer some of those questions, or all of them if you feel up for it, down in the comments below. What really comes up for you when you think about this connection between pleasure and money? So I really want to help you learn how to expand your capacity for both wealth and pleasure. And I'm going to share with you 3 of the key shifts to help you stop hustling for money and start really receiving it from a place of full body alignment. And it's really funny to me how many people there are out there now who really only talk about one end of the spectrum. It's either hustle harder, do more systems, implement more, 10x everything, go harder. Or it's do nothing, just do pleasure practices and sit back and relax and watch it all come in. And really the uniqueness that I bring within my business and to my clients is merging these two worlds, knowing that the truth is that it's not one or the other, it is both that create the most harmonious synergy in your business and in your life that allows you to continue expanding and growing for decades to come, not just blowing up overnight, not just blowing up for 1 year and then burning out and being like, you know what, fuck this, I hate it, I'm over it, I'm out. These are the keys to creating that. So number 1 is recognizing that pleasure is productive, just like rest is productive. So your best ideas, your biggest business breakthroughs, and your highest cash months, none of those come from burnout. None of those come from you overextending yourself. None of those come from people pleasing. None of those come from doing more than everyone else. It's not about doing more. It's about doing things in a way that actually feels good and enjoyable and fun and nourishing and rejuvenating for you. And sometimes that means that we have to build ourselves up to that. I mentioned in one of my other recent videos that creating YouTube videos is not something that feels really natural and exciting and expansive for me. It's something that I have to get myself in the headspace to do. But that doesn't mean that I don't do it. I still do it. I still create them. I still set them up. And then I repurpose that into a bunch of other content. But I find a way to make it fun. I find a way to make it enjoyable. I find a way to make it fulfilling. I find a way to make it give me what I think I need from the experience, which for me is that connection. Inviting you guys to comment, inviting you guys to tell me how you're implementing, inviting you to tell me what this brings up for you. So the most successful people that I know, including my husband and I, all prioritize pleasure, play, and energy alignment because that is what works. Yes, all the different strategies in the world, those also help, those also work, those also help streamline and simplify things. But the key energetic that's underlying all of that is always pleasure and play. I'm really, really, really good at bringing the play into every area of my life. It feels like it's constant play. Yesterday, my husband and I had a really, really big business brainstorming day where we're not necessarily overhauling our entire business, but we're really refining every little piece in our business. And that could feel really overwhelming if I was in a different headspace. But we were in a massive playful space yesterday. And so we weren't just overhauling and refining the business. We were playing out different ideal character archetypes. We were putting on different outfits to become that person. And we were taking notes and coming up with ideas and being like, oh, well, this might be an objection that they come up with, and this might be a hesitation that they have, and this might be like helping ourselves understand our ideal clients even better in a playful, fun way. Bringing that playful energy, bringing a pleasureful energy to everything that you're doing in your business. The second key point here is that you have to rewire your nervous system to be able to hold more. And this is something that I think is becoming a lot more common now. It's becoming people are becoming a lot more aware of it, which I think is phenomenal. And again, just like business strategies, there are a million different ways that you can get there. Some people prefer doing EFT, some people prefer meditation, some people prefer Qigong, some people prefer just dancing, like ecstatic dance. Some people prefer binaural beats. Like, there's a million different ways to get there, and it doesn't matter which one you do, and it doesn't matter if you do a different one every day, but it matters that you're taking care of your nervous system, like, number one. If you are not taking care of your nervous system, your business is eventually going to crash and burn. And not only your business, but you will too. Your nervous system is your like number one business asset. So if you can't hold deep presence and relaxation and satisfaction in the small things, in the little moments of life, when your pet does something really cute or your kid is trying to ask you a question even though you're in the middle of something, if you can't have presence in the little moments, if you can't find relaxation and satisfaction in the small things, your body won't trust you. Your nervous system will not trust you to hold bigger wealth and impact and expansion and responsibility, because that's what it is. It's holding more responsibility. When you're hiring more teammates, it's holding the responsibility of providing for someone else's livelihood. That's a real thing that you're going to feel in your nervous system. That's a real thing you might already be feeling. It's your nervous system that's holding that. And the more that you get around other people who are doing something similar, who are holding similar things, who are able to normalize that for you, the easier and lighter and even more enjoyable and pleasurable it's going to feel for you. So your work isn't to earn more. Your work is learning to receive more without self-sabotaging. So every single time that you receive, I want you to start noticing, where am I fully receiving and where am I having little twinges or maybe big twinges of not fully receiving? Someone gives you a compliment about something. Maybe it's random at the grocery store and they're like, oh my God, your hair is so cute. Do you just play it off immediately, brush it off and move on? Or do you actually give yourself the presence, playfulness, the joy, the fulfillment of receiving it, taking it in, giving the other person the enjoyment of seeing you receive that gift that they gave you? That's going to be the difference between your income right now and the income that you want to create. So our third key here, our final key, is that there's a reason that sex and money both trigger the same blocks. So if you struggle with control or with guilt or not enoughness in one area, it's going to show up in the other area. And if you heal one in one area, it's also going to unlock and heal the other. It creates that expansion, it creates the opening, it creates the release, it creates the breakthrough that's required on the other side. So your next level of wealth is not just about working harder, it's about learning to hold and enjoy and expand in both money and pleasure. So if this video has resonated with you today, oh my God, I just cannot freaking wait for you guys to hear about what my husband Jonathan and I are teaching inside Sex and Money. It's going to completely shift how you approach wealth, pleasure, and your business. And even if you're listening to this, maybe you came from somewhere else, you don't have a business right now, even in your career, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, dad, and your partner is the working one, this is even going to shift things for you in the sense of being able to manifest more money, more pleasure through the other people in your life. It's going to be really opening up and expanding new avenues of pleasure and finances for you in ways that you didn't even know were possible. And this course is really about rewiring your energy to create effortless receiving in both money and sex, both of these areas of life. And so there's going to be information down in the description below if you want to check it out and get in there. It's seriously going to be so life-changing and so phenomenal. And I cannot freaking wait for you to be inside and to walk you through these shifts, because it's been absolutely life-changing for us. And I know it's going to be life-changing for you too.